What is up, guys? DT Ninja here to give you guys my RuroKen Hokkaido Arc Chapter 27 discussion. Okay, guys, it's been a week, so here is the discussion for Hokkaido Arc, Kenshin's Hokkaido Arc. And yeah, so this chapter was really interesting. You got the fight between Sano and Ono of the Kinkaku Heki. You got, the dynamic between Kanryu and Aran. Aran locates, or he figures out where the Kinkaku Heki's base is located in Otaro. It's alongside the river. And then, of course, you got Kenshin rushing in on the compound of the Shuei Syndicate, which is very interesting. And then you got him dodging bullets, and then you got Ashitaro running, trying to catch up to him. And it was really interesting. I liked this chapter. And Aran is a key player, and we're going to get to that in the discussion, but it was huge in this chapter. So let's get to the first question. What is Sano's secret weapon? Secret weapon, okay. And why did he hold back when he's going, when he's just fists are flying? Why is he holding back? Yes, he's throwing punches at him wildly and crazy, but Ono's blocking everything with one hand. And remember, he's got a battle axe in the other hand. So, why is he holding back? If he could have, if you think about it, he could have used a Futai no Kiwami and pushed him back. The guy's holding probably a really heavy weapon. So, why is he holding back? He did show him Futai no Kiwami already before the start. So, I feel like maybe he's, leading Sano on to believe that nothing has changed over the 5 years. Nothing has changed. I'm still the same Sanosuke. I have the same power. And I'm just going to fight you. And in this way, Ono is very confident, and we see this in the chapter, and he's like, a brawler is no match for me. You can throw as many punches as you want. Your fists will never reach me. And he even says, after he knocks him down with his battle axe, he's like, after Sano smashes the boxes, he's like, Futai no Kiwami. We, the Kinkaku Heki, are capable of a technique like this. So it makes you wonder, he has read about Sanosuke in that big book of swordsmen, of warriors of Japan. So we know that Ono is understanding of Sanosuke's power. But is Sanosuke holding back because he has something new? Or has he increased his Futai no Kiwami? That's what I'm thinking. So what if his Futai no Kiwami is actually now a Sanjo no Kiwami? Okay, a Sanjo no Kiwami literally means 3 layers mastery. The Futai no Kiwami is 2 layers. So, okay, think about it. When Sanosuke was training with the rock, right? He smashed the rock 2 consecutive right after each other. Almost blindingly fast. We saw Anji do it. But that's the Futai no Kiwami. 2, punches, instant punches immediately after each other. What if it's 3 punches? So it'd be another punch after that one. So the force would be even greater than what it was before. The Sanjo no Kiwami. What if he's actually increased his powers to a point where the actual enemy is not going to be able to understand, what happened. It's like, okay, Futai no Kiwami, I'm ready for it. And then, he smashes him in the hand and he drops his battle axe. His power is beyond what he thought. And that would be awesome. That would be freaking awesome. How awesome would that be if Sano actually increased his Futai no Kiwami to a point where, it's actually a Sanjo no Kiwami. Or he has, a kick, we've never seen him actually use, his legs in a powerful manner. What if he's increased, his shoulders or something? Kind of like Anji had. His entire body is really bulky. Obviously, that's why he's, that way. So Sano maybe has increased another body part where he can use Futai no Kiwami, or even Sanjo no Kiwami, a 3-layer mastery. Or it's just an entirely different technique altogether. Maybe he's got another devastating technique, but I would really like to see his Futai no Kiwami kind of even further mastered, like Sanjo no Kiwami. Something, maybe he'll use the Kiwami Hazushi. She used it on Anji and it was quite effective. In fact, the only reason that, Anji made it out was because he had the Ihai in his what was it, in his chest. So, yeah, that would be really cool. I'm thinking he's holding back for that reason. He's leading Ono to believe that what he's read is all that Sano is. He hasn't increased his strength. He hasn't got any new techniques. And who knows? Maybe he doesn't. Maybe Sano's increased his strategy, which would be awesome because I love strategic fighting. And it seems like he is using strategy, but I do feel he does have something new up his sleeve. So I can't wait to see what it is. All right, number 2, what is the breaking battle axe? Okay, so Ono has a battle axe. So it's literally a sword with a hilt, and on it you have an axe attached to it. It's a battle axe, okay? And he's holding it with one hand. It's probably pretty heavy, but at the same time, he swings it pretty easily. So I'm thinking the breaking battle axe is actually 2 things. When you actually swing it and hit someone, it's supposed to rupture or break someone's bones, right? It's supposed to be a devastating technique. However, what if the actual force of the axe itself creates a whirlwind, and it's able to cut you as well? So it's kind of 2 things. It's actually devastating, but actually the wind or the air around creates wind and it actually cuts you. And that would mean it's breaking in a way. So maybe there's something behind the actual axe itself, and it's not just some big axe that's just flowing, swinging down. Maybe that's the case. I think there's something there as well. So I think both of them are kind of holding back in a manner to see what each other has. But I found it very interesting because Ono is just blocking Sano with one hand. Yeah. So the next question is, how strong is Ono without his axe? And again, what if Sano knocks his axe down? How would Sano be? How would the Kinkaku Heki member be able to fight? And would he be at Sano's level? Do you guys feel that? I think that the Kinkaku Heki, their strength lies in their weapons. Without their weapons, are they really the same warriors without, without their weapons, are they the same ones with them? I feel they're not. Yes, Byakuya is he's a unique one. He had the plate springs and made him a little stronger. I feel like Ono would have something like that as well. So I feel like he would be able to fight him, but I feel Sano would definitely be able, and probably more stronger than Ono without a weapon. I feel like his battle axe is his main weapon, and Sano obviously uses his fist, so he would have the upper hand. So the point here is Sano knocks that battle axe, breaks it in half or something, and it's game over for Ono. That's my feeling. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's got, hidden gauntlets somewhere. I don't know. The Kinkaku Heki are crazy. But anyways, what do you guys think about Ono? Is he strong even without his weapon, or is he just strong with his weapon? I feel like they would be strong, but just not as strong as Sano, because Sano has always used his fist as his main strength. Okay, next thing. Where is Asahi? Asahi Kubota is the girl, right? The girl is missing. Where is she? We talked about this in the last discussion. We briefly mentioned it. She should be with Kenshin. And I also mentioned in the last chapter that I thought that maybe she would show up with Kenshin, Ashitaro, Aran. They are not there. So we see Kenshin goes in the compound of the Shuei Syndicate, and she's not there. She's not behind them. She's just off on her own. Where is she? She's missing. So I have 2 things. There are a couple possibilities here. One, I think she could be hiding somewhere. Okay, based on her character, she she hates violence. She hates violence. She doesn't like fighting, even though she's skilled as a fighter because she was forced to be able to be trained in the Yaminobu. But I feel that she hates violence. She would not want to be involved in this at all. So maybe she's in hiding. Maybe she's nearby where the fight of Sano and Ono are taking place. Now, before the fight actually happened, we saw her face. We saw her face in the reaction when Ono broke through the wall. So we know she was there. But where did she go? Is she still there? Is she hiding? And if she's hiding, surely she knows that there's some destruction going on here. Like she's probably outside or something. I don't know. But if she's hiding, I have a bad feeling because what if they break everything in the house and she's revealed and that just becomes, a handicap for Sanosuke, or even Sanosuke's down and she steps in to help him out and she gets badly injured. And this brings Sano's new technique out and then he finishes him off. I could see that happening, but I hope it doesn't happen. But where is she? Another possibility, maybe she's in town, okay? I know she hates violence, but maybe she's just trying to get out of there, just trying to flee. In chapter 10, we see her run away to, the Orthodox Church. That's where she feels safe. So in this case, Otaro, she probably doesn't know Otaro very well. Maybe there's a church there as well. Maybe she's trying to find, safety, somewhere where she feels safe, where she feels at peace. Because her character is very much self-reliant. She likes to be independent. From everyone, it seems. But at the same time, Wasuki has stated this, the author has stated this, that they are a trio. Ashitaro, Aran, and Asahi, they're all together. So eventually they're all going to be together again. But where is she? And if she did flee and try to go to a place of safety, what if she runs into the enemy? What if the Kinkaku Heki find her? What if the Yaminobu find her? And right now we see Kenshin going off with, Aran and Kanryu. What if Ashitaro realizes, hey, where's Asahi? And he goes off to look for her, and that's where we get a fight between him and one of the Yaminobu members. And I mentioned this in the discussion. Or maybe it's not that at all. Maybe Ashitaro does go with them, and she runs into the enemy, but then Koshijiro shows up. So, and he helps her out and he just walks away and she recognizes his face and maybe they have a little dialogue. That would be interesting as well because then we would have an idea where he is. We would all know where he is, but the others wouldn't. And that would be interesting. So those are some possibilities there of what Asahi is doing and where she is. I don't think the author is forgetting about her. I think there's something there because those three are very key players in the Hokkaido arc. Okay, the next thing. Is Aran a native of Hokkaido? Now, when I mean a native of Hokkaido, I mean, was he born in Hokkaido? I know it's kind of crazy to think about, but when they reached when they came to Hokkaido in chapter 4, I believe, I have it here. Okay, they should know where they are, right? They should know. Well, the one that told them is Aran. Okay, they get off the boat. He's the one that says, "We're in Hakodate." He says it right there, and you see the Mount Hakodate right there, and he actually says it. But for some reason, a chapter later, they actually forget where they are. For some reason, even when the inn says Hakodate, they forget where they are, and they're having an argument, right? And, Ashitaro's like, we're here, but that's way off. And then Aran mentions, no, we're at the foot of Hakodate Mountain. And then you see the map here, and you see the picture of Koshijiro because they're trying to locate him. This actually leads him to actually suggest you guys should go to Tamoto Photo Studio because I know this place is a good place to get photographs. It's one of the best. And so Iran is actually knowledgeable about the places in Hokkaido. I mean, he found the photo studio for them. This is why they went there, because Iran suggested it to them. Yes, they're going off to find Asahi, but yes, he is the one that suggested it to them. So he knows all of this from Hakodate. Okay, he's very knowledgeable about the locations, the places, the history, the culture. I have a feeling it's a 50-50 that maybe he is actually born in Hokkaido. And it would kind of make sense because there's kind of a mystery of his birth and his place where he was born. So this is what I'm talking about here, guys. So you got a map here of Hokkaido, and also this is actually Hakodate. And you see down here is Asahi, right? And you got the others here. You got Ashitaro and Iran. They actually find her all the way down here based on some characteristics. So he's able to deduce based on her characteristics, but he also knows the locations. He's like Motomachi Church, and he locates her basically by showing, by knowing these places. So is it possible? Yeah, he locates her in the church easily, within an hour at least. And, that leads them to being together again. So Iran is very key in the Hokkaido arc. He's a very key character. And in this chapter, we definitely see even more. So in chapter 27, we see him deducing where the Kinkaku Heki's base is based on one clue. And not only that, he mentions that the clue, the spruce, the Azo spruce, is from this, and Mr. Braxton told me this, he once told me this. So Mr. Braxton apparently is a naturalist, which is like kind of like a biologist, someone who knows about life, about plants and animals. So like he's very knowledgeable, not only about Hokkaido, but its people, its places, locations, culture. He also mentions the Katsunaya River, which is where the Kinkaku Heki's base is located in Otaru. And he also mentions that smuggling is almost impossible in this manner that they're doing, and somehow they're doing it. So he's like, we have railroads, but I never imagined that they would be able to smuggle these weapons in like this. So you can just see that there's something there. I'm not saying he was born there. I'm just saying it's a very big possibility. It's probably a 50-50 possibility that he could be born in Hokkaido, maybe even Hakodate. He knows this area, Azo, and he really does seem like he just knows what's going on. He's very smart, very intelligent, and yeah. So that's just my feeling on the thing. And also, I wanted to kind of go further because I actually translated the secret profile. So there's actually a secret life of characters in Volume 1. And this is exclusive to Volume 1. So I'm going to share this with you guys. So basically, what I'm talking about here is that this. So we get the more info on Iran's character. I translated this whole thing, so I'm going to leave it here beside me. And you guys, I'm going to kind of break some things down. Not going to share everything, but I'm going to, give some interesting insight to his character. Okay, so first things first, he is the second character created. Obviously, he's Ashitaro's friend. He also has a hidden dark side to him. So Watsuki actually states that he has a hidden dark side to him because of his mysterious birth. So his birthplace, his parents are not mentioned. There's mystery there. Also, his outward appearance. So at first we see that he has black hair, but now we learn he has blonde hair, so we know he's actually Caucasian and Japanese together. So yeah, so that's very interesting. Also, it mentions that he's very smart And he wanted someone to have all the knowledge. So in their trio of Ashitaro, Aran, Asahi, he wanted someone to be very intellectual and be able to figure things out when others couldn't. So, and we see that in this chapter. So, in this chapter, it brings some very interesting things. And this leads to the next discussion question. With Aran's deductive ability, could he be able, or could he be the vital key to finding or locating the Kinkaku Heki's main base? Yes, I am talking about the base that Saito is currently looking for. So Saito has the police scouring Hokkaido all over looking for the Kinkaku Heki's base. But all the while, this teenager, with his intellect and theory, is able to deduce from one clue, a spruce cone, that the Kinkaku Heki's base is along the river, the Katsunaya River. What if they used Aran to try to track down the Kinkaku Heki's main base? Could he find it? Could he find it? Yes, I actually believe that if they used Aran, if Aran is used in a way where he's using his talents best, because if you see his picture in like the group picture of all of the warriors, he's kind of just there as an ordinary person and he doesn't look that important. But actually, I think that he could be a very valuable asset to their team. What if he actually is used in a strategic manner? He's actually deducing where the Kinkaku Heki are, based on what they've done, all the fights they've had, where they've been, and he could probably track them down. That is something very interesting. Not only could he probably track them down, he could probably deduce where Koshijiro has been or where he is currently. Because if you think about it, if he looked at the photograph, looks at the date, the time, if he talks to Tomoto Sensei, I mean, he could probably figure it out based on a couple clues, and he could probably figure it out before Tomoto does. Like, this is really interesting stuff. Like, Aran's deductive ability, detective-like, it's very detective-like. And I loved it because I'm a fan of Detective Conan, as you know. But yeah, Aran really could be a vital asset to the team. He could be a vital asset to tracking down the actual Kinkaku Heki base, the actual, location where Koshijiro is. I mean, this is possibilities, but will he? I don't know. But maybe the main base. I feel that he could actually probably find a clue that could help them in the right direction. Maybe, find a clue that the others could not. Based on his intellect and also his, knowledge of just Japan and its locations and just everything about him is very, very deductive. He can figure things out very easily while others have a hard time. So yeah, very interesting stuff. Like I said, he found Otaro's secret base. So could he find the actual main base where Shokun, where the leader is? And if they find it, that would be a huge boost for their group, right? Yeah. Okay. The next thing is the combat field experiment in Sapporo using the same methods, smuggling weapons into Sapporo as well. Are they using the gato guns, the gato swords as well? What's going on there? Is that a separate experiment? Because when Kenshin asked where I think it was Saito, he asked Byakuya, where's the next field experiment? Where's the combat experiment? He said it's in Otaru and Sapporo. And I think he said it was a Sapporo and Otaru. But yeah, anyways, there are two of them. So maybe they're using the same methods and they're both, going to be in chaos. That's what I'm thinking. And how will Saito's group stop them? because Saito doesn't have a sword. He's kind of got a broken arm. You got Nagakura, so we're going to see Nagakura probably stepping into the role of helping out and actually fighting in this one. And Eiji's probably going to be stepping in as a support role as well. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens in that, manner. So, yeah. And also there's the thing in Hakodate, right? You got Anji as the leader, Sojiro's there. They're kind of keeping watch over Byakuya because obviously he still hasn't woken up yet, and they're just kind of watching him, seeing what they're going to do, because you got the Kinkaku Heki's Mount Hakodate's force kind of just watching over him, and I think they're waiting for them to actually do something. So yeah, those are the things that I noticed and I wanted to discuss in this chapter. Very interesting chapter. Like I said, Aran is a very key player in all of this. Ashitaro is also very key, but in this chapter he really didn't have a big role. He had some really funny moments, right, where he was like, use my head? I don't know how to use my head. And that was really funny because I was thinking like of a flashback of where Sano fights one of the members of Inishi's group, and he smashes him in the head when he fights him. And I was just thinking like that's kind of how Ashitaro would think, use my head? Like he's obviously talking about use his brain, but anyways, it was kind of funny. But yeah, Aran is a very key player. Kenshin is obviously taking a backseat to Kanryu in this one, and I kind of like it. It's very different, but I like the dynamic between Kanryu and Aran as finding out where the Kinkaku Heki's base is. And obviously Kenshin and Ashitaro are going to be fighting them, but I like how they have the strategic part as well. So it's not just going all in and fighting without thinking. You got the intellectuals there as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my discussion. And the next chapter will be coming September 4th. So keep a lookout for the next updates, and I will see you guys in the next one.